j'ai pris la vérité en face, en pleine gueule et ça fait mal. Celle qui noie dans la masse malgré sa grande gueule, dont l'essence en silence fait se sentir si seul. Celle censée sincère mais souvent si sale. Celle-ci souligne l'insidieux sentiment d'impuissance odieuse, va-et-vient permanent, dépasser ses errances, ses carences, enfin s'humaniser. De la sagesse, enfin s'approcher. La vérité s'avère sévère, ça s'est vérifié à travers son pervers avatar. La réalité orientée, chaque jour mise en scène. Elle mérite, elle est anxiogène. Mon intellect m'indique que tout ceci n'est pas net, que tout ce cirque médiatique est un fake manique malhonnête. La vérité est ailleurs, la réalité un leurre, un poison qu'on nous injecte. J'ai vu la vérité en face.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This is Matthew Bailey alongside my critiquing partner in crime, Ricardo Medina.
Ricardo Medina. Hello.
Yeah. And this is another episode of Beers, Beats, and Bailey.
Yeah.
Right. So, today, what are we going to talk about?
Right, so we did see a few movies.
Well,
I saw a
you
couple
saw
films.
more than me, actually. I only saw one, you saw two.
Which is
at least.
rare.
Yeah, which is rare now, I know. Like, yeah.
You know? What happens is that I really wanted to see both of these films, and you know, it's two films that didn't really get particularly big hyper scores, but they were interesting in a film sense. One is a remake, the other is the comeback-ish kind of thing of a famous filmmaker, and I'll just kind of talk about those two films, especially in the context of overall film culture and life, and of course the whole ephemera of film itself.
Yeah. Well, one of those two shows I actually wanted to see, and that was Antoine Fuqua's remake of the classic 1960 Western, The Magnificent Seven.
Yes.
And the other movie that you're referring to is that Tim Burton movie that I was kind of iffy about. I mean, the visuals look good, but something about the trailer just didn't wow me. Even though Eva Green is starring it, and Eva Green doesn't, she always delivers great performances. But I don't know, something about Peregrine'S Home for Peculiar Children that's in the film.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about it in terms of there's Tim Burton and his kind of really bad kind of streak he has going on, and I gotta talk about this film.
Yeah.
In the context of that streak, because anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well. All right, and I, on the other hand, I saw the latest film from Peter Berg. Well, the latest collaboration, I should say, between Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg.
Right.
Of course, I'm talking about Deepwater Horizon.
Okay.
Another based on true events film, with these two, individuals. So I have my thoughts on that. So yeah, but before we do all that, we have to mention these trailers that came out last week.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording.
Yeah, so
some pretty interesting trailers, I might say. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting trailers, interesting news involving one of the big trailers. All
right, well, you wanna fill us in on that?
Right. So interesting news. Well, so New York Comic Con is going on, and a couple of days ago from the time of this recording, we got basically the first look at Iron Fist. I think it's a couple trailers I saw that was released, and basically we get a nice little look, more hallway fights.
Yes.
More hallway fights from the
Daredevil series.
The Marvel Netflix people. And the thing with it is that it's revealed that Sigourney Weaver will be the big villain for the Defenders film. The Defenders film is a collabo of all of those Netflix characters. This is Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist.
Oh, well, here's the thing. I actually was thinking, I don't know why, maybe it's because it's Netflix. I keep thinking that it was like a TV series that they were going to do, like a Legends of Tomorrow kind of thing.
We're not sure exactly what the format of Defenders will be, but more likely, it's going to be a short series. I think it's going to be 8 episodes.
Good. I don't want them to kind of wear themselves out,
Right. It's not going to be too long. It's just going to be just one, seem to be like a reasonably good one-off adventure. Not as long as Luke Cage or the other series, which is roughly 13 or so episodes.
Right.
So that hopefully it'll be very tight storytelling. One of the big things that I find all of the Netflix show kind of suffer from a little bit, where they just have 2 or 3 episodes that's kind of lag a bit. They still do good character building and story stuff, but it lags a bit. Especially in the case of Luke Cage. I thought Luke Cage, mostly because it didn't have a good villain to hold the whole thing up. It was noticeable, but the side digression stuff was still pretty damn good, so you enjoy it anyway. A couple other things just in the comic book world. Flash has started back.
Yes.
Awesome.
Haven't started watching it yet. Still recapping season 2. Like I always do, recap the previous season. So I will jump in on. I'll jump on board that show in probably next month, most likely. Yeah.
I'm a person who it's designed in such a way where I could reasonably follow it, and because I geeky enough, I'll remember all the little details anyway. So
that's why I recap, so I could pick up on those details.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal for me personally. It's one of those shows that not because it's more convoluted and complex, so you don't really have to like pick up on a details per se. It's like, how come this happened? All right, small blue pool. All right,
but I just love the show so much. I just don't mind watching it over and seeing how things unfold until this particular point when the new season begins.
Anyway, solid premiere. Pretty damn good.
Well,
this week coming up. This week coming up supposed to be Supergirl's premiere, and I hear very soon we're gonna get the 4-night crossover. Four-night crossover of basically all 4 DC TV characters having one big adventures. This is Flash.
Well, DC as in Arrow. CW, so we have to forget about Gotham, of course. Right.
Yeah, CW. Well, the CW DC continuity, we should call it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's going to be a big 4-night crossover.
I believe it's supposed to be in December, so I am definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's taken a while to come. I thought it would have been like in relatively soon, but whatever.
No, I think that would just be like something to just kind of cap off like the mid seasons for all 4 shows.
Yeah,
so it's like a early birthday, not birthday, an early Christmas gift for
like a mid-season finale kind of something.
Yeah.
What I was expecting in the long run, in the grand scheme, but I knew it was coming this year after. I remember when we were speculating about what a 4-night crossover would be. I thought it would have been for Sweeps Week in March, or maybe February, around that time. But they say okay, let's just do it before Christmas as a big mid-season, which is awesome. First episode for Flash was pretty damn good, pretty awesome. What they did well is that they reset something, and then they reset in a nice, smart way. So I thought they were going to resolve something really quickly. I was like, they solved it so quickly. And then, nope, the problem still goes on in a different way. So I like what they did.
But of course.
Yeah, it's really clever what they did with that. I really like it. So they just give us a little bone idea, because I really thought they resolved something really quickly. That's a big deal in the comics. And then they sorted that out quite quickly. So that was something I thoroughly enjoyed.
All right.
I enjoyed this first episode. Flash is a solid show for me.
Same here too. I honestly enjoyed and love it. Well, actually, out of all 4 of these CW superhero shows, that one really hits me the most.
Yeah, it's best. And it just does, it's DC at its best in the sense of balancing the silliness with the seriousness.
Yes.
It's reminiscent of, much like with Supergirl as well, reminiscent of like the old Lois and Clark and again the old Flash series. Again, balancing the seriousness with the storytelling, but it's more family oriented seriousness in terms of what characters should be going through and their emotions, and then the silliness of the plot, which you shouldn't take seriously, but it totally works from just a crazy sci-fi standpoint. So unlike the movies that taking themselves way too seriously and just falling flat on the face, these shows work. Very, very well. Arrow has learned, still need to kind of balance it, but they're doing a good job with it overall. That's pretty much it. And then,
on the subject of Comic-Con, I don't know if you're going to mention now, Power Rangers.
Yes.
First teaser trailer, which I saw yesterday. Yeah.
Right, I watched it as well yesterday. Big problem with it I have is they decide to go with this gritty, chronicle look, which is not the smartest choice, but whatever. It's a good choice to go with, I suppose. In my opinion, I couldn't see them doing anything else.
No, I mean it's not the 90s again, so you can't go back to that kind of style. You have to do something a little bit more edgier.
Right, that's the same problem though. It's the same old gritty reboot nonsense, man. Like why it is you would do a gritty reboot? Anyway. Another big problem I had with this trailer was that it's too long to be a teaser trailer. So it just wastes a bunch of time telling us a sort of shit that we don't care about.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like I saw it the first time I saw it. I actually watched it twice. I felt that it kind of spent too much time trying to establish the characters. Like this is like the Breakfast Club of 2017 or some kind of thing. So really setting up the thing, and then it's only in the last probably 30 seconds. We see Rita, and then we see like a little glimpse of the transformation, the morphing of the, into the Power Rangers. And I felt like it was too much of build up and then little 30 seconds of, oh, this is the cool stuff and I'm supposed to be blown away by it. But then when I watch it again, I was like, okay, I kind of see what they getting at. I see the potential, but still, maybe our next trailer, like our official trailer, will, really wow me. But right now, it's just kind of like, I don't know.
For a teaser trailer, it's way too damn long. That's the big issue with this is that, a teaser trailer is supposed to be over a minute, in my opinion, if you're calling it a teaser trailer. And it doesn't really do anything. It just more kind of wastes my time more than anything. But whatever. Wait till a proper trailer come out. I get to see them in action. Hopefully, we know the technology exists to make this shit work. Godzilla came out, Pacific Rim came out, so they have the kaiju stuff down. It's just to me, it's more a matter of speed in terms of the combat. Like that, they have to go Evangelion, in my opinion, for me to wow me over. But whatever, we will see with it.
Yeah. What other trailers were there? Well, last night I saw the John Wick 2 trailer.
Yes.
And I was like, oh gosh, I was entertained by that. I enjoyed that trailer. That was. I
really hope it doesn't suffer from the Expendables 2 issue where, Expendables 1 you enjoyed because it embraced its silliness, and then same thing with John Wick. John Wick, it embraced its silliness, but it did good world building. And then a movie like this, when they're trying to do a sequel, they'll just kind of go up their own ass. And be too self-referential, make too much jokes, some nonsense like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if any other movie did this anytime, but it's basically the reunification of Keanu Reeves and
Lawrence Fishburne. I was just about to say that when you mentioned reference. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah. Common is in this movie too. I was like, wait, no.
Right.
No, I don't want to, speculate that maybe he's playing the same character from Run All Night, because he played a hitman in that. But I was like, wait, no, he playing another hitman in the show too, another gunman. I'm like, okay.
Well, nice thing. I mean, Common does. He's a decent enough character actor to fill that role, and pretty much everything he has done is like 4 or 5 movies. He has basically played that same template more or less.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that he was in Suicide Squad. He was in
Oh, you mean the tough guy? That's what you mean.
Right. He always plays that kind of He kind of brown skin, darky, ish kind of character, and he's kind of badass maybe. But then him as a rapper, so it's like cool enough. You can fill that place immediately.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll deliver a song, on the soundtrack, which will be dope. I'm hoping.
Right.
Yeah. What are the trailers? Get Out. Which I saw actually during the BT's screening of the Hip Hop Awards.
Right.
They had this exclusive, trailer for the movie. And I didn't know what to expect. But the thing is, I watched it and it was going one way. And I know you probably felt the same way when you saw it. And then this takes this whole complete kind of dark, freaky 180. Right. And I was just like, kind of shaking my head wondering what's going on.
The mere fact, okay, so Jordan Peele doing it.
That was the one thing that really threw me off now, because I was thinking, wait, is this a parody, a horror parody?
Right,
or is
and
this a satire?
I get the feeling it'll be in the same domain as what was the one we watched the other day with the blind guy?
Don't Breathe.
Sorry?
Don't Breathe?
Yeah, Don't Breathe. And I get the feeling it'll be like that. It's a movie that's somewhat taking itself seriously, but not really, and it's all about race. Well, it's clearly going to do a lot of race commentary stuff in it.
Yeah.
And Jordan Peele is that guy. He'll give you that material. He'll make it work. I still think both of them are very talented writers. I did not like Keanu.
As in Key and Peele.
Yeah, right. Michael Keaton, right, and Jordan Peele, the two of them. And in the case of Peele, I'll hopefully we'll get some good material out of this. I'm rooting for this one.
Me too. And it's also from Blumhouse, so the track record already. Being successful with these low budget horror movies, and this one looks like another step in that, but just taking this really, not profound, but more thought provoking subject matter, with race and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And in case of Blumhouse, that's the thing with that direction, they should start to go. Instead of trying to do a big budget thing in a cheap way, they should try to start doing stuff that give money to people who could send a message or, tell a good story with, $10 million or whatever it is. Now, we're starting to see some good movies like that.
Of course.
But Blumhouse even cheaper. So they could even, get even better stuff out there and get a genuinely good product for very, very low money. I don't mind that at all.
Neither me. Yeah.
Something $15 million, $20 million, that's more than reasonable in my opinion.
Yeah, and judging by the ridiculously large responses this trailer got, because I mean, like, one person actually sent it to me. I wouldn't say the person's name, as a Facebook message. The next one tagged me on the video, and I was looking through my feed, my news feed, and I've seen a lot of people really posting this thing. A lot of articles based off of it. So yeah, this I am psyched for this. I really don't know what to expect. It really is really messed up, but that's what I want to say.
I was psyched for also. I was also psyched for Keanu, and I thought Keanu was terrible. I hated it.
I still need to see that, so maybe I could put it on a worst stuff list.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not a worst stuff list or anything like that, but it's just a massive disappointment.
And that was one I was hyped for as well, too. I wanted to see it.
No, but the thing is, it have good ratings among. So it's probably one of those generational things, like, it had a lot of humor like that. But the movie did not work for me. And I really hope this one, he doesn't like fault in the same way, like, he trying to do something and he just fuck it up, and he didn't like give a shit to clear it up or sort it out in the script. Because again, when you have stuff, the thing with movies is that most movies tend to go over budget simply because of stuff like that. The movie, they just make one attempt, it didn't fucking work, and they basically have to make it a second time, and they just go grossly over budget from that standpoint. But yeah, he's the kind of guy that we might have to see that happening with him. I mean, he's like, yeah, if you want to spend the extra money, you should spend the extra money to make that movie look good.
Yeah.
So,
well, one more trailer I'll mention there one time. One that I didn't even pick up on until it was mentioned in a number of reviews for Deepwater Horizon. Okay. There's actually another collaboration between Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg coming up next year, actually, called Patriots Day. Okay. Yeah. It's once again based off of 3 events. It's an event that took place, I believe it was in 2012 in Boston during Patriots Day. Some kind of, I'm not sure if it was, I'm thinking it was the bombing or something, so I'm not sure exactly what.
That's the thing that we know in Boston that happened recently.
Yeah.
The marathon bombing.
The marathon was taking place and then the bombing, but they don't show it, of course, in the trailer. They just kind of cut at that point.
Okay. No, but that whole thing had like multiple interesting stories came out of it. I mean, not only just the terrorism stuff, which was fascinating on its own. If you like learn what happened with those boys and why, why they were the way they were. But just from the marathon itself and people's reaction to the whole thing, before anyone knew what was going on. I mean, for one, I understand a bunch of marathoners just ran straight to the hospital, and that the hospital was miles away. Like, they just continued the race just to give blood and help people out. Like, little shit like that went down, and I was like, whoa, that's interesting.
But, so apart from trailers, well, that's pretty much about it. With regards to that, I think from there, because I mentioned Peter Berg so much, I could just kind of jump into Deepwater, and then you could get into Magnificent Seven and Miss Peregrine. Oh God, that title.
Well, you could do your review first. With respect to, you could do your review first. If his saying is anyway.
Well, Peter Berg, yeah. So Deepwater Horizon is the second collaboration between director Peter Berg and actor Mark Wahlberg. Peter Berg, I was introduced to his work through this movie, strangely underrated movie, action comedy that I had a lot of fun with, The Rundown. Right. Which featured, Dwayne Johnson, Sean William Scott, and I believe Rosario Dawson was in it. Yes, she was in that. Had a lot of fun with that. Cut to some years later, we got Battleship, I believe it was in 2012. Wasn't the biggest fan of that. I did review it, did write a written review of it on my blog. Gave it a 2.5 out of 5. I never really got back to. I never rewatched it. It's actually one of those shows that you kind of watch and you're just like, yeah, that was dumb, but I had fun with it, and just move on with your life. But the moment where I really got the chance to see how great of a director Peter Berg could be, when given the right material, was with his 2014 movie Lone Survivor. Right. Which was this really brutal but very emotional, very gut-wrenching film portrayal of an event that took place a couple of years ago. I saw it once, and I enjoyed it for what it was, and what really got me was just the level of emotion that was into it. Yeah. Just the fact that Peter Berg really taking this story, this event that happened to these people, and people lost their lives clearly, and making it, but not really glorifying or glamorizing the event. He really went out of his way to really show, or at least to present to the viewer, just how bad the situation was. So at the end of it, you kind of walk out of it like, wow, you really feel bad about what happened. Right. And unless you are just the type that really that gets so emotional when it comes to just the struggle that American soldiers go through, or at least if if you're familiar, if you know somebody who is in the American Army or whatever, I can imagine like a show like Lone Survivor will, make you, tear up inside, And
Right.
One thing that they did in that movie, and slight spoiler, they do that in the very end of this movie here, is that they have this sort of montage sequence at the end of the movie, before the credits roll, where you see, the pictures or footage of the real people that were involved in this situation.
Right.
And what's going on in their lives now, and then this little tribute piece where you see like a list of names of the people who died in that particular event. So they did that in Lone Survivor, and once again they did that in this movie here, Deepwater Horizon. Now, one thing I'll confess to, like, I don't know, maybe it's because I don't watch too much of news. I didn't really know too much about this event.
Oh, really?
I know it was there, but it was just like, I probably just kind of forgot about it. But I know it was this really huge event, but it just...
No, this was pretty damn huge because it was one of those cases of, it was just, at the time, it was just corporate interests and all the things that people are just hating about capitalism and America just happening all at once. And it was just a kind of perfect storm of events where, companies just not having accountability, especially, it's BP, I think is this case.
BP.
And it had a whole back and forth about that. People lose a lot of livelihood. People had to sue. People had to this. And BP was just kind of spending a lot of time and effort trying to just cover their ass on this one. And was it because of sheer negligence from what I understand? Well, the movie, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what direction they went in. But it had a lot of details that came out in terms that they say basically people just kind of cut a lot of corners when it came to profits and with respect to the drill bit or something like that. It was a pump or drill bit or something like that. And the thing just didn't work out and it exploded.
Well, pretty much that is exactly what happened. It was basically a situation where, there's, I don't want to say it's like a guidebook, but there's a specific course of action that you need to do in order to check, to test certain things. And in this case, there was an issue with the cement that the oil rig was on itself. It started to give way, bubbles was coming out, the pressure was starting to, really increase. And then as a result, there was a large influx of like mud that was really shooting up the pipes. So what they did, just really to test the surface, there was this sort of pressure test that they did. And they did it and they pretty much realized, well, at least they thought that things were kind of normal. Right. But it's when Malkovich's character come and say, well, it's acting this way because there's pressure in a certain point of the pipe. So you have to do this instead. Right. So he's just thinking about it kind of rationally, or at least that's what the movie tried to present, And that's one thing that I like about the show is that it didn't really... At first, you kind of look at Malkovich's character and you're thinking, yeah, he's the guy who did it. These BP people were the guy who did it. Were the ones who did it. It's their fault. But they just observed a situation that nobody really caused. It just happened by itself, something natural. Right. And they just try to figure out what was the best course of action.
Yeah, so the narrative against that was really, at the time, well, as far as I understand, the narrative was really more like negligence more than anything. It wasn't like, not to say it's nobody's fault, it's that somebody should have gotten the thing. So I think
that's true because
right.
How they present is that by the time Mark Wahlberg's character plays Mike Williams, as by the time he arrives, he's expecting that this certain test, I think it's the same cement test, should have been fixed, but it's like, people that's kind of left is like, well, no, nobody checked it. And there's a point where you see like where they say it was 45 days or at least around that time that nobody even checked that. So yeah, you were right, it was really negligence. It was just this situation was there and nobody really took the time to really figure out what to do or how serious that situation would have been. And unfortunately the end result of this negligence is, as the movie presents, as the movie states it, the worst ever oil spill ever in U.S. history,
But it's one of, I think it's world history. It's like probably, I think this and Exxon Valdez is probably the two biggest ever.
Yeah, so I've heard with Exxon, yeah.
Yeah, it's like on that level now. This was a big deal because of how, they just didn't seem to have the ability to fix it because for a long damn time it was going on. And I think for the better part of like I can't remember, it was real long, like for months at least or something like that. I can't remember how long it was going on, but it was absurd. Like they just couldn't stop it. Oil was just pouring out. They tried multiple solutions that failed. and people was pissed off with this one. It was again, a confluence of a bunch of other things that end up just making it such a big deal now. Not just, the oil spill in itself. And you get to see people who was trying to sue, and it had a whole bunch of things. Anyway.
Yeah, well, the film actually just kind of centers on the event that takes place. Yeah. It kind of follows Mike. So it's just think of it like, he gets up, you see his wife played by Kate Hudson, you see their daughter. And there's one really interesting scene where she's kind of doing this paper about, what my dad does, that kind of stuff that American schools like to do. And she's kind of showing off exactly what happens with the oil rig, what it's supposed to do. And she does that with a can of Coca-Cola, and honey, And I don't know, just the way how she does it, just so simple now. And you could tell it's just like a plot device to kind of explain to the audience, okay, this is how the process works. This is how the oil and the mud, gets sucked up, but this is what happens when there's too much pressure. It just bursts out. So just how she can explains that is just so simple, but when you see it unfold on screen, it's like, oh, okay. So that was a nice piece of foreshadowing there. Also, we see other characters. We see Kurt Russell, the veteran. He played Jimmy Harrell. He's a guy who actually works on who worked on the oil rig as well too. We have Gina Rodriguez, we have Dylan O'Brien, and some other actors as well too. But really, the focus is on Mark Wahlberg and Kurt Russell, and to extent John Malkovich. Just that tension that they have with each other. Because Mark is, he's the everyday man. He's the person who kind of makes sure that everything is running smooth. He doesn't like when people just kind of slack off and not doing any work, and he wants to know what's going on. So by the time he comes onto the oil rig and people, he's hearing talks about, oh well, nobody checked on that yet. He wants to know why. And then you have like Kurt Russell trying to kind of even things out with John's character. So John wants this thing to happen at a certain way, and then there's this tension between the two because one person thinks, this is the best course of action. The other person thinking, no, what sense does that make? And then when the event actually happens, well, it literally all hell just breaks loose. It's just, fire and carnage and just chaos, just all over the place. Lives are lost. Well, actually, I believe 11 people died. And they actually list out the 11 men who, died at that event. But other people just had to wait for lifeboats or wait, or just jump into the water, which, because of the oil, had fire in it and stuff, So it's just all that kind of insanity that was going on. Now, about the movie itself, one thing that I really liked was just the approach to it. It really felt kind of grounded in reality. Well, I mean, it's based on a true story, but it felt real. And you saw it, like, in particular with the camera work. There was a lot of moments that felt kind of shaky. Well, not shaky, more handheld. And it really kind of added that, I don't want to say a sort of documentary style, but it really made you feel like you were following these characters. You were in the oil rig seeing how things work. I also was impressed by the acting, the performances. It felt really real. It felt like, just like a day in the office, basically. But just in this case, it's an oil rig. So the way how Mark talks, how Mark Wahlberg's character talks to other people, they just talking basic stuff. It's not like they explaining the plot or anything. It's just, just real conversations. It feels real. It feels really like you're there, and I really love that. Right. But really the standout moment for me, what really impressed me the most about the movie, apart from the visual effects, I mean the visual effects were solid throughout, but the sound design though, my goodness. Like when these explosions take place, like from the moment the mud gushes out from the pipes and when things start exploding, the sound design is just so crisp, so clear. Like every time something explodes, like I kind of found myself jumping, it's just really added to the whole intensity of the movie itself. So I've been hearing talks, or at least I know I'll be hearing some talks about, this show being nominated for, Academy Award. I'm hoping so. But this show definitely have to get a nomination for like best sound mixing, best sound design, if anything else. Right. And I guess, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'm not going to say that Mark Wahlberg was terrible. Actually, he was fantastic in this show. I haven't followed up with some of his recent movies. Like I didn't see that one with him and Will Ferrell. I didn't see Ted 2 because I heard bad things about that. But
yeah, Ted 2 is always certain.
Yeah, but this one, he was fantastic in this show. So if he gets nominated for this show, like I'm just hoping, like if he's lucky enough to get nominated, then props to him. I think it will be well deserved. Um, One gripe with the show really is that I don't know, kind of similar to Lone Survivor. It really feels like it's I don't want to call it by the numbers, but it kind of moves in a structure like, okay, this is what happened before. You see, this is how Mark Wahlberg's life was with his family, and you're seeing things unfold, and then the event takes place, and then it's chaos, and then it ends, and then it's like, okay, phew, that's it. And they do have this particularly great moment where you see how this brief moment actually, where you see how that event really messed up Mark's life. You see it from a family perspective, you see it from a psychological perspective as well too. But it just kind of plays like, okay, you know what's gonna happen at this point in time. It just like your basic standard kind of I don't call it a disaster movie, but yeah, it is a disaster film.
Okay.
So it kind of plays like that. Yeah.
So you mentioned song design. Well, the last movie we touted for song design was Don't Breathe, which you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, but imagine if that get nominated for Academy Award for that, though. That would be that would be impressive.
And then I was asking if we're gonna compare it to other like relatively recent, like again true story movies. Like they did this one with the Chilean miners.
Oh, the 33. I haven't seen that though. I didn't. I thought it wasn't really all that.
Another movie I was about to bring up. Crap. It'll slip my mind. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Right. So the thing is, like for me, like I came out of it really feeling bad about what happened. Like just seeing it there, because like I said, the film presents the story in such a way that you feel that you are there even before the chaos takes place, and you come out of it feeling like yeah, that was really serious though. Right. But I didn't come out of it like feeling emotionally, drenched and feeling really bad and crying and stuff. There were a couple of moments that were just about near to making me tear up, and then I just kind of walked off it like yeah, there was a well-made movie,
Right.
But it just didn't hit me on an emotional level. And I don't know, maybe it's because, like I said, like I kind of like I remember the event, but it didn't really stick out to me as much as all that. Like I don't remember every single bit of detail after that event happened in 2010, but seeing it again is like I was reminded of what happened, but still I kind of came out of it like, yeah, that was a well-made movie, but just didn't really hit me emotionally. And I guess because the film doesn't, I guess really it's all to do because of how the film was presented. It's not, like I say, glorifying or glamorizing the event. It's not going out of its way to make you, tear up and cry. This is not Titanic we're talking about here. It's not like that. It's just showing this event, showing how it happened, presented in the best way possible in terms of its visuals and its acting and its sound design. But apart from all that, it is what it is. I'm not saying it's a terrible movie. It's a really good, really decent movie, a great movie, but just one like I said, I didn't come out of it like tearing up and weeping because of what happened. And same thing kind of goes for Lone Survivor. Like I saw it, I felt kind of bad about what happened, but I still kind of came out of it like I didn't really tear up, even right down to the end and all too, where they did the whole emotional in tribute to these people who passed away and stuff. Still didn't come off like yeah boy, yeah, crying and stuff. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not American, maybe it's because I'm not really that, like, I'm not, like, I don't know, like, I'm not that emotionally invested in that, so anything about it, I have to read up about it, and I have to feel bad about it because it happened. And, well, one thing I forgot to mention before I get to my actual rating, I don't want to ramble on that much. One thing I really liked about this movie, too, is that it kind of presented the show as, this is a situation that happened, it shouldn't have happened, but it did. It's not like you could point fingers and say BP's fault, it's this person's fault. It's just something that happened. But yes, there was some negligence that took place. Things could have been rectified earlier, and then we wouldn't have had this thing. But for what happened and for what the movie presents, it's just something that just happened.
Right.
And it's not really anything much you could do about it. Just kind of look back and be like, yeah, we don't want something like this to happen again, because this was a real serious situation.
Yeah, because I remember the guy who was the CEO of BP. I don't know if he's still the CEO, but he was like the guy who had to constantly apologize, and he was kind of the most hated man in the world for a little while. Yeah, the movie I was trying to compare it to was something like Captain Phillips. And how you think it compared to something like that, where you have this live back, real thing, real disaster, and what they dramatize and what they didn't dramatize.
Yeah. I saw Captain Phillips.
Right.
Once actually, but I really enjoyed it. That was actually my top 10 of that year, believe it or not.
Right.
All right. Well, I think that because Captain Phillips kind of focused on one character and his situation, I was more invested on his journey and his struggle, as opposed to, you're following Mark Wahlberg, but then when the chaos takes place, you're kind of looking all over because you're seeing different characters being in peril. So Kurt Russell's in peril, John Malkovich, even though you don't like his head, you're still kind of hoping that these characters kind of get out safe, So I really felt more emotionally invested with Captain Phillips. Not to say that this show, Deepwater Horizon, isn't as great as Captain Phillips, but I think just because there are a lot more people involved in the situation, it's hard for me to really be emotionally invested in everybody. It's like I say, it just kind of puts you there in the middle of the situation, and you just sitting by and watching everything unfold. And it's really unfortunate, but still, it's just you there viewing all this stuff and just really feeling bad that it happened. But still didn't come out of it really feeling, sad or anything like that. It's just, it happened. And, let's just hope it doesn't happen again. So in closing, I thoroughly enjoyed Deepwater Horizon. Okay. I didn't go in expecting to come out of it with, my eyes watering and stuff, but I was entertained by it. Right. I like I said, I was impressed by the sound design, the visual effects, the characters as well too, the way how that was put together, that was great. Props to Mark Wahlberg once again for doing delivering a great performance. If he gets nominated for this one, I wouldn't be surprised. But this definitely has to get a nom for not visuals, for sound design, sound editing. My goodness, that's actually one reason why you should see this on big screen. You won't get that on a laptop screen. You just have to see it and hear it on in cinema.
Another movie I was thinking about is that, again, these recent history movies that, that 2 or 3 years ago, 5 years ago that people doing. Another movie I was thinking of is the Benghazi movie that is 13 Hours.
Oh, yes. That show actually kind of reminds me of that a bit. Well, I mean, in the sense of taking this kind of really delicate subject, something that, if you spin it this kind of way, it might end up being too exploitative, or if you spin it another way, it might end up being, like I say, glorifying the event too much, some kind of, trying to make us cry and make us feel bad about it. But both movies kind of present the situation kind of straightforward, but compared to 13 Hours, the characterization was a lot better. It still has a kind of slow build-up, especially in the first act, but because the characters were so well fleshed out, and because the acting was great throughout in that movie compared to 13 Hours, I actually got more out of Deepwater Horizon than 13 Hours. Not to say that 13 Hours was terrible. I mean, I enjoyed it. I believe I gave it a 3 or 3.5, whatever. Yeah. But still, this one, I was kind of rooting for this to be probably one of the best movies of the year, and it kind of fell short because of its kind of straightforward approach, which I understand why they did it. But I don't know, maybe it's because I wasn't too connected emotionally to the event. Like I said, I didn't come out of it with tears in my eyes, but still, for what they were going for, I felt it. I really understood where they were coming from. Like I said, some people might look at it and be like, yeah, now I should feel angry about BP again. But I didn't see the movie like that. I saw it like, this is how the event took place. This is what happened. These are the decisions that were made, and bad things happen. So it's not really one person's fault as it is, maybe something natural or maybe some negligence that took place, which in a way is what happened. But apart from that, rating wise, I would give this a strong 3.5 to light 4 out of 5 stars. Okay. Cool. Definitely worth checking out, but like I say, it's not one that unless you get emotional really quick, you won't come out of it tearing up and crying and feeling angry about BP, about what happened. It's just like I said, it presents its story in such a way that you see what happened, you understand what happened, and it kind of leaves it open, maybe if this didn't happen this way, then we wouldn't have had that. But for me, what I would say is, I just hope that personally that something like this does not happen again ever in world history, because what happened on that night at Deepwater Horizon was just terrible, and God forbid if that ever happens again.
Right.
All right. So moving along from Deepwater Horizon to which show you want to talk about first? The more recent one, or?
Okay, so I'll do the one. I don't know which one's the shorter review, but I'll think.
We'll do Magnificent 7.
Yeah, that's what
I think that will be the more straightforward of the two reviews that you have to give me.
Right. Because we have to talk. Peregrine is an interesting kind of case that went on. So I'll talk about Magnificent 7. Yeah.
Right. So one show that I really wanted is like I said, Magnificent 7 was one I wanted to see, but past couple of weeks, I don't know, just things came up, and I don't know, I just had a choice between that show and Deepwater, so I picked Deepwater. So how was Magnificent 7? Was it
I kind of liked it.
Kind of. All right.
Yeah. It was pretty cliche, but very well.
I knew that.
Very cliched, very cliched, but it's very well made cliche, and that's why I enjoyed it for. It just was. They just told their story. They made it cater to the. It's one of those lowest common denominator type movies. It's
the basic standard Western.
Right, but it
hit all the notes.
Yeah, but it hits the notes, and it hits the notes quite well. I think it's very well made, well shot. And then dialogue was really funny and really well done. Good character interactions. That's what what really sold the movie and what made it work. It's really just the chemistry between the characters, especially Chris Pratt and Denzel Washington's character in the beginning, especially.
Right.
They set up these characters quite well. Antoine Fuqua is a good filmmaker.
I know that. So I was surprised that he would do like a Western. I know he did
what I thought they were going to do. What I thought he was going to sell a little more was really Denzel's character, and of course his training day cohort.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
And they didn't really do that. They established Ethan Hawke's character pretty cool. They do a whole cool thing with his character in the beginning.
What was his character, by the way? I know he wasn't one of the 7, so what was his role?
Well, he was kind of one of the 7-ish, kind of. You'll see what they do with it. But they give him a little arc that didn't really go anywhere, and I thought that was kind of pointless. Basically, it's hinted that the character has post-traumatic stress disorder.
Really?
Yeah.
They did that?
Yeah, they decided to do that. So they do a whole thing. But it kind of
didn't it real to life. Okay.
A little bit, but it didn't go anywhere with it. I thought that was kind of one of the big dong with the plot. Like, it was just kind of pointless what they did with that. It was pretty damn badass in terms of just the action. The action and the gunslinging was just that's the sell of the movie. It was badass.
Right.
Good action, good acting. Peter Sarsgaard was the villain, he was like comically ridiculous because they do this badass. They do this badass opening sequence with him, kind of establishing him as the villain. And I'll say with the film, again, because of how cliche it is, you could really like cut and paste a scene or a shot from pretty much the last when was the last time the original came out? 50 years ago?
1960 came out actually.
1960, that's a long
1960.
time.
Yeah,
that's a long time. 56 years ago, right? And if you could say all the westerns since then was pretty much cut and paste from since that, and that's I think the big downside of it. It's just a little too cliche.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it before, but for those who haven't seen it before and who hasn't, gotten into the age of the western and appreciate the western. Like for me, the western, we got a kind of new western with Hello High Water. I saw a film called Slow West that came out last year, I think.
I believe so. And then there was Django Unchained, 2012.
Exactly. So I wanted to just kind of bring up that in terms of like just the whole idea of the black cowboy and what that worked. It kind of barely touch on the race thing. They just make a couple of jokes with it here or there, but didn't really go anywhere with it. And it was just about the whole justice thing. And one of the big characters, I forget her name. She was she had her husband killed in the beginning. So just a recap of the plot. So basically, this guy, Peter Sarsgaard's character, is a bad guy, and what he's doing is basically extorting people off of their land and forcing people to sell their land for very, very low so he could mine on the land.
Man,
that's it.
That's
just
messed up, man.
And he makes a lot of allusions and references to religion. So he's a man of God, and this is how things should be. God.
I see where they're going there. Okay.
Right. God and
I'll full of himself clearly.
little bit. And so he kills the girl's, I forget her name, but he kills this girl's husband, redhead woman.
Haley Bennett.
That's who?
Haley Bennett.
That's the actress name, right?
Yes, that's the actress name.
Right. Yeah. She was pretty good. And then it was kind of a revenge story for her. So she basically she runs off and tries to find help, essentially. And then bounty hunter / ish. Well, he's a bounty hunter, but usually a official marshal type, by the state, organized by the state after the Civil War. To basically find criminals. Denzel Washington character is established by finding this criminal.
Right.
And he kills the criminal. And she hires him to basically solve the problem. And it's hinted at, this is actually what one strength of the movie is. It's Denzel Washington's character is very dispassionate, and then you find out there's a lot of passion involved with the entire story, with his character, and it's revealed coming on to the ending. Pretty badass, and yeah, it's a revenge story on multiple fronts, and it's just about gunslinging, and that's it. They had to prepare the tongue, they had to look for other people helping out. So you had a knife guy, they had an Indian they bring in who had to solve a problem, which was really funny and real well done. There's a really funny part with meeting the Indian for the first time, involving some not too the gastitude when it comes to eating. It's really funny, and that's it. That's your basic revenge story. Everything is cliched. The character that really stood out for me though as a side character was
Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, yes.
Yes. I heard that his character was like really,
it's very strange. But his character totally works. And I think really they focus on the whole idea of the misfits. These characters who kind of don't really like each other, but they outside of the band of the law in a sense, and they have to do this good thing to solve this problem, to be the bad guys. And then they had to prepare the tongue itself to fight against the bad guys, and that's a whole thing. They do a whole thing with that. And then just badass gunslinger. The action is very good. It's very well shot. They do a whole scene with a chain, a Gatling gun, which is badass. And then they do everybody who could kick ass. They did a thing with an Indian versus Indian fight, which you saw coming a mile away, but it was awesome. And yeah, there's not much to talk about, because it's just Denzel's character, him, establishing what it is to be a gunslinger in the world, what it is to be a gunslinger in terms of the idea of basically a black cowboy, which I thought they would have stressed more on, but they didn't do that. And it's just good filmmaking and a good fun time all around. Not much to talk about, because it's so cliche.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. If you saw any other westerns before, especially something like and they had better westerns in recent memory, like 3:10 to Yuma, which is and probably the remake of the one of the Coen brothers did.
True Grit, which I haven't seen. Yeah.
All right, no, that was pretty damn awesome. They did another one, the Homesman, another thing where a lot of westerns get existential in the last few years, where everything is just boring, and then a few share moments of terror. This movie isn't that. This movie is just an action movie.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing that I heard about it, well, the main criticism, well, apart from the cliche stuff, I see like a lot of negative reviews always kind of compare this remake actually, to the old one, and to extend the Seven Samurai, from 1954.
Right, that's the whole point. Well, yeah, right, exactly. So
is it like, does it need that kind of comparison, or is just this is just a show being what it is and accept it?
Clearly, it could have been its own thing, and they could have hyped, but they had to hype it as just a remake instead. You could tell it's just pure marketing, that for the sake of it, and it's like, oh, well, it got this movie called Magnificent Seven, therefore we're going to make it our own, and it's pointless as a remake in a sense, because it really clearly doesn't pull a candle to either the original or definitely not Seven Samurai. And
no.
But it's just a really entertaining romp. That's what it is. It's trashy, a little bit of a trash movie, but it's well made trash. That's how I felt about it. And I just didn't see anything to talk about in terms of comparing to the original, because it really wasn't comparable in any workable way.
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't think it's fair to really compare to that, because I don't know, because the show kind of sets up already, even like from the trailers alone, that this is just going to be a popcorn flick. Don't try and overanalyze it, and don't try to say, why isn't Denzel being like Yul Brynner's character and blah blah blah. It's its own thing, That's how I see it.
And that's the thing. I didn't really waste my time worrying about any of that. I just went in to have fun, and I had fun. Mostly because of the big strength of the film, again, is to go back to just his character motivations and character interactions. Chris Pratt was quite good in this. He was really funny. It's Star-Lord being Star-Lord. It's Star-Lord in a Western instead of Star-Lord out in space. That's what it is.
Nice.
Just being himself. And he just being... And character interaction and dialogue is what... It's really cheesy Western dialogue, but it works. Everything...
Like real macho kind of tough guy kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody have...
Smart, kind of snarky thing.
Right. Everybody had to be snarky. One guy had to be sarcastic. Other guy had to be this, that, the other. They revealed Denzel speaks Native American. I forget which language it was. Can't remember. I think it's Apache. Forgot. I really couldn't get into the details of the world because they didn't give a shit, so I didn't give a shit either.
Nice.
And it was one of those things that just, as I say, it's a really well done project from that standpoint. And, is it disappointing for Anton Fuqua? I can't say that because it's not. I didn't really put him in that place as a filmmaker for this movie. It's not like the Hugh brothers and when that movie they did with Denzel, that was the Book of Eli.
I kind of like that show. It wasn't great, but I got where they were coming from. It was an interesting movie. Not the greatest movie, but interesting.
No, Book of Eli is a movie I really, really enjoyed. I didn't expect to enjoy that so much. Basically, it was a Fallout movie, essentially, if you're familiar with the franchise, the video game franchise. Yeah. Which are playing a lot now.
And even the religious aspect of it didn't feel that,
they do a nice little arc with that as well.
Yeah, that was cool. They didn't hammer it down and on our heads.
This one just tried to be entertaining, and it's well made from that standpoint. Again, another thing is that the extras are really cliched Western extras. All the little side characters and everybody is just...
I can imagine, yeah.
It's really, really paint by the numbers kind of thing, and it depends on how you want to receive that. I didn't put this on any high pedestal coming into it. I didn't expect it to be good in that sense. And it's really middle of the road, really, really middle of the road. So I give this one a low movie town.
Okay, sweet. I thought you were going to say like a low CC or a high CC.
I don't think it deserves a low CC because it's still very entertaining. Again, the gun action, how they shoot the gun action and how the shootouts were pretty badass. They shoot that. I thought that was really well done. Nothing brilliant, no big set of tricks or anything like that. It's just men, getting shot and the good guys, never missing and the bad guys always hitting. But then until the end, until they do what they had to do with that. And then they do a nice little end with they make a little, I would say a twist, but a nice little narrative.
Homage? Okay. I thought you were going to say homage.
No, not homage. Just a narrative wrap up to what the characters did and who had to do what and why. And yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, you see everything coming. You enjoy it. Nothing too dark or serious business about it. But that's very well done from that standpoint. And I enjoyed it. Straightforward movie. If you saw the original, you know what's coming. You know what to see. With the Seven Samurai, you know what to see and you know what to expect with the story. But they do a good job with the story. And it's just... Again, is the by the number stuff now. Is whether or not you want to see with that. If I was a more cynical person, I'd be like, yeah, this is just,
lazy writing and stuff.
Right, now, I didn't get that from it. It's just a still well-made film that I thoroughly enjoyed. So I give it a low movie tongue. It's worth the movie tongue matinee cash. I thought we'd have got more references to Training Day or something, but no, we didn't get that.
Right.
Yeah. And I just had a lot of fun with it. So cool.
Well, if I do get around to seeing it, I imagine that I'll have fun watching it as well too.
Yeah. I think you'll enjoy it, and you'll just if you take your time, make the effort, go see it. Much better than, in my opinion, the last movie I saw of his, which was Southpaw. Southpaw was just such a disappointment for me.
I remember you said that in your review. But then with Southpaw, I had a more bigger expectation. So I don't know. And not on the edge with me. He's a person that I don't hate, but I don't love at the same time. He's a person that Training Day was to me. A lot of people consider his magnum opus. I think it's that as well too. That was the show that really make him.
So big. You compare it to that. But another movie of his I liked was Tears of the Sun, which was badass. Remember that?
Yeah, I saw it once though, unfortunately. But I need to. I
thought that's a pretty badass soldier movie.
Really gritty, really raw.
Yeah, he did a good job with that. So I was like, all right. So I didn't put him anywhere with it. I just enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun with it. I recommend it in the sense of if you just want to go enjoy some friends, Take it in high, as I say, low movie tongue, high CC8. You know, just had a lot of fun with it. It's kind of like John Wick in that sense.
Yeah. It sounds like that, yeah.
Well made,
but a popcorn
just,
movie, which it is, yeah.
But still very well made, and I can't fret it for that. I can't drop it for that. And you know, it's not like I have a bias on Anton Fuqua or anything like that. Like, he's a guy who just he doing his thing. So yeah, that's it. There's nothing much to talk about with this movie.
Yeah, and props for him for actually going into the Western genre and, you know, turning out something entertaining. You know?
Yeah, and I just watching those little details in terms of the movie making. Everybody behind the scenes, you could tell, you know, did the job. You know, costumes, set design was well done. Well, big standout notable was the horizons and the little shots and vistas and these kind of things. Look great. That stuff looked great. Well shot. You know, sunlight, moonlight. You know, you got a lot of dusk and dawn stuff. You know, those shots. You know. And yeah, you know, just the Western vistas. He pulled off his Westerns.
Yeah, you could tell it's coming from somebody who loves the genre. I was reading up a bit of his the production. Just the information about the movie, and he said that he's a huge fan of Westerns. He was watching them since he was 12, and
you could tell. You could tell he's a fan of the material. So you could tell he wanted to make a Western, and that's what he did.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention though. This was one of the last, the film score for this show was actually one of the, I think it's either the last or one of the last scores that James Horner, who passed away last year, worked on.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's not like that flew over my head completely because I was like, he did. What was the last one he did before this that he was in?
I cannot remember, to be honest.
Okay.
I'll like his 90s work, like Braveheart and stuff now.
The music didn't stand out to me until you hear the theme song at the end, so that's why I didn't really think about it in that sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that totally slipped my mind. Yes, well.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun with it. I recommend it. I just went in. I didn't expect it to be good. Actually, it's one of those, like, you know, you're going your lower standards, you know, for stuff like this, and you enjoyed. Didn't expect it to be too serious, and that's it. Kind of sound like a broken record at this point.
You are actually. No, but I have a feeling that I'll enjoy it as well too. You know, just find any time to check it out. But I will some way somehow. Maybe if not this year, then maybe when it comes out on home media.
Right.
Right. So finally, we'll get to your review of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Oops, my bad. What I meant to say was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Yeah. Boy, this one. Okay. So, for me personally, I am a big fan of Tim Burton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of Tim Burton.
Me too.
Big fan. Always, he had a bunch of great films I love. And then in the last few years...
Anyone?
Yeah, no, I love him in a bunch of films. Like the guy in a bunch of shit. And... boy, he was really shit in the bed in the last couple of years. The last about 10 years, somewhere around when he tried to do the remake to Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I remember seeing it and not really
I was like,
impressed by it at all.
Yeah, I remember when they hyped it, when they hyped Willy Wonka, and I was like, oh, cool, they're making a remake for this, Johnny Depp in it, and he was hyped at the time, and then that movie just felt so flat to me. And then
it
I
made
was
no sense. It was just
going it was just arbitrary. It didn't work at all compared to the original. It just a complete mess for me. Yeah. And I was like, Tim Burton, what happened there? Not sure. And then he just started real shit in the bed after that job. Like, for me, that's complete nonsense. And he did nothing worked. Everything he tried to do was just complete rubbish. Dark Shadows didn't work.
Oh my God, Dark Shadows was terrible.
Not work at all. So
why make it a comedy? Why? Because you have Johnny Depp? No, don't do that.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd. Right, after Sweeney Todd, people like that, but I was like,
I really enjoy Sweeney Todd. That's like a underrated dark Christmas movie for me. If Batman Returns is like his best dark Christmas movie, and I would put like Edward Scissorhands like at number 2. Sweeney Todd would be the third one for me. Right,
and then he did Alice in Wonderland,
which I didn't see, but I remember the whole 3D hype surrounding it.
Right, and it was, to me, that movie was hot garbage. Hated it. Didn't work for me at all. I remember, and then they had this stripping part with the break dancing. I was like, what the hell is this, Judd?
There was break dancing in that show.
Yeah, it was Johnny Depp's character, the mad actor. It was stripping. Well,
anyway,
he did Frankenweenie, which I liked, kind of. I was like, okay, it's a return to animation. Kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, not bad.
Didn't hear that much bad reviews about it, but I didn't see it.
Yeah. And he's a person I know. The thing is, I gave him a break when he did stuff like Big Fish, which I thought was an interesting idea.
I enjoyed Big Fish.
Planet of the Apes, which I absolutely hated.
Me too.
That was so retarded. And
I went cinema to watch that, dude. I don't know if you did, but I just came out of it like, no.
That was so much more trivia. But the movies I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Sleepy Hollow.
Me too.
He, as I say, he did a movie that last year that I didn't get a chance to see until very recently. This is a movie called Big Eyes, which was based on a woman who's a painter and her husband tried to take credit and the whole thing. That was pretty well done.
I have heard of that, but
but it
just kind of flew past my radar too.
Yeah, it fell under the radar for a lot of people as well. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Amy Adams was the star in it, and I was like, I remember seeing it, and I was like, okay, cool. And then they did the sequel to Alex Trudeau Working Class, which he would produce, but the director was like, it was light. It was what you call Tim Burton light type director.
Okay.
It's a kind of person mimicking the style, but it's not really the style. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it was remind me of the guy who did Ninja Turtles. It's like he didn't direct. It's not Michael Bay, but it's just like Michael Bay.
Yeah. I actually mean trying to adapt his style.
Yeah, that style that they're trying to sell. So it's more like a style they're trying to market. And you think, oh, did Tim Burton direct this? Not really, but you know the guy, right? That understudy kind of thing, which is obnoxious and I hate.
But what I heard about that show, Alice Tree Looking Glass, that it was just painfully unnecessary. It didn't need to exist. It was just there, like, why?
I hated the first one, and I was like, why this guy sequel? Because I don't remember the first one getting all that money, so I did like, wait, this make money?
No, it did.
That's why I studied. Like, why this guy?
No, it did make money. That's from what I know. It did make money. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the world we live in now.
That's how it works. That's how Hollywood works. If a crappy movie makes money, there will be a sequel, most likely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was just one of those cases of just I should do Looking Glass was a colossal waste of time from what I understand. It had nothing to hold on to. It was just kind of a bullshit movie, kind of a waste of everybody's time. And then in the case of this now, so I guess I should jump to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
that title, boy.
Yeah, that's a little long.
No, it's hard anymore. Like Miss.
Yeah. Right.
Can't see it. Sorry.
Yeah, the thing. It's a movie that could have been good. Could have been good, and it made two big mistakes and one small mistake, and they really just sit down and make it work. So,
what is the story about before you get into the mistakes?
I'll just get into just a quick history of it. It's supposed to be based on this dude who, it had these strange pictures that didn't really have any particular explanation. So he decided to like collage it together as this whole, he decided to make a book out of it, and he decided to write a story, and then it's based on that. And
okay,
yeah,
that's weird, but go on.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. So basically, just to put it in quick explanation, it's a YA equivalent of X-Men mixed with Harry Potter. That's what it is.
Interesting.
X-Men meets Harry Potter. That's what it feels like. It has a world, and they build a world around it. And small, just aside, a little anecdotal thing that happened to me. The cinema went to this is down South Park. I think what happened is that they messed up the projection. So it was supposed to be, I went to the 3D screening, and it started as a 2D showing, and then they stopped the film, and then they made the mistake of putting the layers in the wrong order with the 3D screening. So with a little bit of high school physics. Yeah, so when you're watching it, you're seeing stuff that was supposed to be in the background in the foreground, so it's looking weird now.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of high school physics, I told everybody to flip your glasses upside down and you'll see it, because that's how the 3D effect works anyway now. It's this kind of, I forget what it's called in high school, but basically when you turn it 90 degrees, it look off.
Okay, so you did that and it worked for you.
Yeah, so I solved an engineering problem like immediately. Whatever. But the movie was going decent in the beginning. It started good world building. The boy, he had to solve this issue, and his grandfather had to do something, and then they bring up the problem of having little mental issues. Because they bring in that Chris O'Dowd played his father, which was a nice little aside there. I was like, oh, cool. Chris O'Dowd's a person I like. He's a nice little character actor that I enjoy him in almost every movie I see him in. Like, all right, cool. He's in this. The guy who played the grandfather, I forget his name. Then the star of the movie is Asa Butterfield. He was from this movie.
Not Ender's Game, no.
Ender's Game, that is what I'm trying to remember.
Ender's Game, okay. So you liked Ender's Game?
That was okay. It wasn't half bad.
Alright.
But it
not otherwise, but okay.
Yeah, no, nothing compared to the book, but yeah, it wasn't so bad. Yeah, Asa Butterfield was fine. I didn't hate this anyway. I thought I would have hated it. And I say it suffers from two big problems. Again, one, it's X-Men meets
Harry Potter,
and it doesn't try to be more original than that. So it's really derivative. So that's your first strike. Second strike was carrying the plot in a direction in an interesting way. So it just didn't go anywhere in terms of the action. And the villain, who was played by Sam Jackson, was pretty damn good.
Not surprised.
He didn't really do anything with him, or didn't do anything with the main overall plot or overarching issue. They just explain things, and it's a show don't tell kind of problem. So it had a lot of tell don't show.
Oh Lord.
And then they didn't get into the history of why these characters were villains or anything like that. So I didn't really care.
It's just they bad because they bad.
That's bad. And then the third strike, which is a minor strike, but if you think about it, it's kind of a major strike. That's some editing issues. Kind of bad editing.
Oh, really?
Little jump cuts that were really badly done. So it's like characters jump and then teleport to a place, like, wait, you can just establish a shot between that. Little choppy at times. Kind of shitty editing with the action as well. And yeah, it's one of those movies that died at death of 1,000 cuts. It's just all these little small problems that add up over time. But the thing is, I wanted to talk about the best stuff in it. Visually, it was great. Had some brilliant shots in this. Right? So it's like, Tim Burton. We've seen the brilliance coming out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like a return to form in a sense.
Right. And I was like, great. And it had this great scene with Sam Jackson when he revealed himself as the villain. They do a little twist with him. He was a character, another character, and he learned how his powers is, which he could morph.
Mm-hmm. And
they did a great thing with that. And I was like, cool. And then that's the problem with it. It's like they couldn't get the kids to do proper action. So all the actions just felt flat. And it's like, wait, why this character just running in a straight line here and this boring ass scene? Like, the camera's supposed to be moving and more dynamic with his action. Not, they couldn't get the kids to do some good choreography or anything like that. So it was terrible in that sense. And yeah, the movie was just, go ahead.
Yeah, well, what about McGill Eva Green?
Right.
The one reason why I would have watched the show in the first place.
Right.
What about her performance?
She comes in, and the movie also has Dame Judi Dench playing a similar character to her.
All right.
So that's when I talk about the overall world. The movie is about Asa Butterfield. His grandfather was one of those characters who could solve this problem. So what they used to do, they used to create a time loop, a quote-unquote time loop. Don't worry about it because it's not really a time travel thing, but it kind of is. And what is a time loop to stick in a safe time and a safe place at the same time to hide from the villains. That's what they create a time loop from. And Eva Green's character, she is Miss Peregrine, because they explain the Peregrine thing. It's a Peregrine Falcon she is. It's explained as she creates the time loops, and that's her power. She has the power over time, so she can reset time. And then when you don't find, the reason they can't find them is because of these time loops, because they hide in a particular space and time, and they don't have to leave, and they don't age or anything like that. That's basically the story. And the villains, what the villains are, is the villain. This is Sam Jackson's character. He figured out a way for immortality, but we end up it causing us a side effect. The side effect could turn him into this monster, but for him to turn back, he needs to eat the eyes of the special children.
What?
Right? Yeah. So again, it had a lot of great body horror stuff in the movie. Again, for children, it's like, whoa, this is for kids.
Once again, like with Tim Burton movies, it was like that in some way.
It did a great job with that. I was like, whoa, this is actually quite shocking that they actually do this though. They actually put about a body horror in it and this kind of thing, and then it just fell flat after that. That's the sad part. It had a lot of good in this and then a lot of bad in this.
Now I wonder if it's because they kind of realize who the audience is, so it can't be too scary, it can't be too serious.
But I think if you flesh out your universe, you see, like take for example Harry Potter, that does a simple narrative, a workable narrative, but then they flesh out the universe, and that is why it's strong. I didn't hate the acting in this, although Asa Butterfield was just flat as hell in this movie, and that kind of pissed me off. I was like, are you serious with this? Like, you gotta do more with this. God damn. He was flat as hell. He didn't work, but everybody else was good. And then another problem is that the power set of the characters didn't really work or make sense. But again, because they tried to fill up the book and what the power set of the characters could be, that's when they decided to go with it. And they had Dame Judi Dench in this as well. She was playing another version of the character, and they decided to just not like flesh out anything in terms of action and special effects. You could tell they kind of probably run on top budget at the end there. So like something that's supposed to be a big action sequence, that kind of fell flat. That was it. And they didn't really do anything with it. Yeah, real shame.
Yeah.
I really wanted this to be good because it had a lot of potential, and it just didn't work. And it was well shot in some places, and just some shots and ideas and the visuals. Like again, had a lot of great visuals with, especially when Sam Jackson's character was there. His character I totally loved. His character worked totally for me, and then everything else was just nonsense.
Shame.
This was a big disappointment. I did not expect this to be such a disappointment, but it failed in a strange way. And in some ways, Tim Burton is back. In some ways, so I'm willing to give him a pass in that sense. But in other ways, yeah, it's not back. It's just another failure on his track record to a certain extent. It's a kind of weird noble failure for me.
Yeah. Now I was just thinking maybe if it's that time where he kind of stops doing these gothic movies because we expect it from a guy like him.
It was totally up his alley, but they just couldn't. I don't know. They just couldn't get it right, or they just couldn't link things properly or make it work. But for whatever reason, this just did not gel and work together at all. And it was just a big disappointment that happened. It's really a shame.
Yeah, it sounds very unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's we see other movies that do this, but just suffer from these three major problems. Just bad execution from just an editing standpoint, bad execution in terms of narrative. We just had a thin story that just didn't go anywhere, and then just being too damn derivative. It was just three mediocre things overall. But I had a lot of fun with this. It was interesting world building, and they could have done so much more with it. And the acting was pretty damn good except for Asia Button. Right. Everybody else was good. Eva Green was pretty good. Eva Green was good. Ting was good.
Judi Dench, Samuel Jackson.
Good. All the little kids were good except for Asa Butterfield.
Except for these two stars.
Asa Butterfield was dry as hell and he didn't make sense and he didn't work. He was just a waste of time. They could have got another person. I don't know what they could have got, probably a younger actor or something, but he did not work in this movie for me. God damn it, he just reading his lines. You really was feeling like he was phoning it in. A lot of people saying, again, I kind of enjoyed him in Ender's Game, but he just didn't work in this at all. He did not work in this at all. But whatever.
So rating wise, what would you give this one?
Boy,
be honest. Be very honest.
Yeah, because I was so conflicted. But it's like this had so much good stuff in it, and this other stuff was just a mess. I have to give it. I'll probably give it just a CC8, just a straight CC8. Just see it if you have to maybe. But it just didn't work. It fell flat. It was a mess, and yeah, it could have been good, but it just wasn't. I don't know. Just this could have just one script rewrite could have make it work. Just going through the edit a little better could have make it work. It's one of those movies that were just so unpolished in that sense, and that's it. It's just a big disappointment. That's the big lament about it. Now they could have just one run through. Just felt ultimately half baked. But yeah, that's it. Sad.
Yeah, it really does though, because I saw the trailer of it, and I honestly was thinking that this could be the return to form that I was looking forward to from a guy like Tim Burton. But to hear that from you, and that's the thing. I willing to give the devil his due. In some ways it was a return to form because it really had some scenes that just worked and was totally up Tim Burton's alley, and it totally worked. It had some, like that scene when they introduced the eyes, and they had a whole thing with the eyes and him eating the eyes. It looked great. I was like, this is amazing. Some really, really flashes of brilliance in this otherwise dreck of a movie. And it's sad, really unfortunate. Yeah.
Flashes. That's what I'll come up with. Again, there's a noble failure. Flashes of brilliance in an otherwise dreck of a film. That's what I'll say. That's my ultimate kind of consensus of it. Really is unfortunate. It really is a shame that this happened because, wow, this could have been so brilliant if they did this right, and it just did not work, John. It's really, really unfortunate. However,
well, who knows? Yes, well, maybe if Tim Burton just stopped with the unnecessary sequels and actually kind of focus his
right.
attention and energy into a good project, then yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I forget to say who's the grandfather. He's a big actor, Terrence Stamp. Terrence Stamp was the grandfather.
Oh, the Terrence Stamp. Okay.
Yes,
cool.
that was trying to say. It had a good cast. Everybody was good, Chris O'Dowd, Terrence Stamp, Judy. Like you could tell, heavyweights decide to lend their weight behind the material now. So,
yeah.
You know that's a good sign. Heavyweights, Ava Green, Judi Dench, good people. It's about to fuck it up. That's the only person. It's about to feel they should have recast him. It just didn't work in the movie. But that's the thing. It's a movie that could have really worked if they got it right. Because everybody was good in this. I was like, it was frustrating to watch and see something like this just kind of fall apart in this unfortunate way. Really, really sad. I could see it being a cult classic for people. I would like to see like a director's cut of this or something like that. Hopefully.
Maybe one does exist though. Like maybe one,
right.
Like maybe one will come out.
Yeah, if they do that, if you get a solid director's cut, if you get a solid director's cut from it, I could see myself like enjoying this, because in the long run, it's one of those movies I could, the theatrical cut suck, but the director's cut, actually improves on the film and fills stuff up and things. Because you really get that feeling. It's a theatrical cut kind of bullshit kind of went down.
Yeah.
That we kind of see with that.
And on the subject of that, well, sorry to stop you there.
We not mention Suicide Squad, eh?
I was going to.
Hey.
Dude, extended country. We have to talk about it next month. Next month, dude.
Right. Here's the thing, it's something about, we've always been getting theatrical cuts and extended cuts for time immemorial in film. That's not something new. But it's just something about these DCEU movies that just feel so exploitative about it. It's like, oh, well, you're going to pay to see the movie twice, so we're going to do it like this.
Or you want to see more Joker?
Right.
Buy that Blu-ray or whatever.
Right. Again, that's it, because something about it, they just feel different about it. And that's what just rubbing me the wrong way. But everybody make the kind of comparison. They call it DLC cinema now. The AAA, and I mentioned that when Batman v Superman came out, the director's cut, the ultimate cut, or whatever you want to call it. And it really felt like that. It's like, why it is we don't get this in the theaters? Like, you didn't really put anything in the film that improved the movie all that much. And with Suicide Squad, I getting that feeling. Not going to be that big of a difference of a movie. It's going to get one or two extra scenes.
It won't be. Trust me.
Yeah. Just going to be like Batman v Superman all over again. Same bullshit. And it's just going to waste everybody's time. But everybody going to pay for it.
Yeah, but I still want to see it just to see if the moments that were taken out really would have
exactly. Much like just us as critics, and we have to be intellectually honest. We have to see it. We have to see it to make the judgment call to see what it is and how it improves or whatever.
Yeah.
Go and watch it. Bullshit.
I mean, it's next one anyway. Why not, man? Jeez.
Yeah, whatever. Cool. Whatever. I just tired of this shit.
I know. Alright, well, that's pretty much about it. So stuff to look forward to. Well, Bit of a Nation.
Yes.
Most definitely. I already tell my friends, I'll go in and watch this movie by myself. I don't want any company. Let's go in, sit down. Might even buy a bag of popcorn and just kind of sit silently and just watch. See what the big deal is.
I'm gonna make the effort to try to beg for a proper code, but I am going to review Sosami Man.
Oh yes, that's actually a next show that we should check out. I have a version of it. I know you have this thing with pirate copies, but this one looks good, like really legit.
I don't mind you watching pirate thing. It's just if you want to review properly.
No, that's the thing. It's a Blu-ray rip, I believe.
Same thing. You're not paying for it. But if you don't have a code, I have to get a code. I'll try to look for a digital code myself, so I could say, alright, I have it official.
I understand. Yeah.
Right, and I'll probably try to send you the digital code if I could get an extra one. But that thing will be real hard to get.
Thanks.
I'll try to. I'll send that. So that's that. But I really want to get a proper review of Sosami Man. I heard it's one of the best of the year. It didn't come down. Another piece of information. Well, I know we get extra screens above IMAX. I heard that's coming out, so they started to build that. Gem Cinema or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I was hearing stuff about that. Yeah.
Right. Another movie I really, really hyped and really want to come to Trinidad, but I don't think it's coming out. It's supposed to come out already in the States in IMAX screenings. This is the latest from the guy who did Tree of Life, Terrence Malick.
Oh, Terrence Malick. Oh, that documentary.
Yes.
I know you're talking about. I think it's Voyage of Time.
Voyage of Time.
Voyage of something. Yeah.
Voyager Time.
That would be like the best, the perfect show to show in IMAX like exclusively.
Right.
But
I really, really want that to come down. But I asked the people at IMAX if they're getting it, but they didn't seem to say anything about it.
Remember they would think about audience tours. Will people who aren't students or aren't kids will really come to watch the show?
But I think they have a bunch of like documentary stuff all the time that they show. So I was like,
like I said, that's for students.
Right. I don't know. Stuff. I just want them to screen the damn thing so I go and see it, because you could go to screen and stuff on your own beat, if you want. I went for that for one of the screenings, saw a comic book movie, and that was the first Spider-Man, the first Amazing Spider-Man film. That was for students, and I went to the screening because you had to pay for it to fill up seats.
That is true. Yeah. But I still think because of the scope of it, because of the way that it's specifically shot for or meant to be screened in IMAX, then it's a no-brainer. Why not show it here? Something else to look forward to. There's The Accountant, starring Ben Affleck. It's coming out this week as well, too, along with the show, Bit of a Nation.
I'll want to likely make the effort to go see that.
I don't know if I'll watch the two of them together as a double feature, but I will make the effort. Maybe watch Accountant first and then
most likely I'll go see
stuff.
Most likely I'll go see both. But yeah, I'm really excited for The Accountant. Looking like a good script. Looking strong. And Ben Affleck riding high right now, even though the rest of the DC universe shit in the bed. He is the best thing in the DC universe right now.
Yes.
No complaints.
No doubt.
And he has another movie coming out, but I can't remember which.
It's this sort of period gangster film, but that's coming out next year actually.
Next year, right? Yes.
Yeah, trailer looks really good though. I saw that.
Right. So I'm pretty hyped for that, and looking like a basically old tiny version of the town. So on board.
And final thing that I'm looking forward to this month is although I haven't seen the original film, Jack Reacher, the sequel.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're going to see that. I hated the first one.
I heard it wasn't bad. I mean, the director that went on to do the last Mission Impossible movie, so, hey.
Yeah, I from when I got it, it kind of sucked from when I got it. It was like, this is how kind of waste of time and whatever it is.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, from the trailer, like, I know there's more to it than what's being shown. They're real hyping up the scene where he's in the diner with the cups and stuff. But I'll just look up for some reviews.
I might make the effort to go see a third film. This is The Girl on the Train.
I am skipping that. I've heard. I heard it wasn't all that good.
And
the trailer has Kanye's Heartless. I like how they do that. That's like the only good thing about that trailer, to be honest. Everything else is just kind of like,
I heard some interesting things about it because from what I understand, Bit of a Nation did really poorly in the box office.
Yes, I've been hearing that, and because of the whole controversy.
Well, I don't know because
inaccuracy of stuff.
Right. I heard a lot of people didn't really, but it got a good score from critics. Seem to like it, so cool. But then Girl on Train did well. I'm gonna be seeing definitely gonna see. Oh, I don't see John Bernthal in the Accountant, so hell yeah, I'm gonna see that for sure. So I think that is my ranked movies. I'm gonna see Bit of a Nation, then Accountant, then Girl on Train. Girl on Train gonna be the last thing. If I don't have the time, I won't see that. So that's about it. So we have a good set of movies for the next thing. We're going to talk about
couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And also to just forget to mention, with Halloween coming up, we still have to do the horror stuff.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe if we could do it in such a way, like I could recommend a film to you, something really obscure and rare, or something really challenging and controversial.
I have a movie that I'm gonna watch, creepy as hell, and I think I'm changing my movie for horror. I know it's the movie I'm picking, and it is a really, really cool, strange movie, but it's one of the best horrors out there, and it's so fucked up. But there's a movie I totally recommend to people. I'm going to watch it over, even though I had to, have an empty stomach on this one, because the movie is really gross and strange. But, also, summer television is wrapping up as well, so I think Halt and Catch Fire are going to be talking about that, because I show I really liked and then recommend. Third season is wrapping up, so I'll talk about the finale to that quickly as well. Cool.
All right. So, Ricardo, where can we find you online?
Yes, you could. Yeah, well, this was a kind of tired episode of Bears with Really, but you can find me Ampasat at Rmedy. That is Ampasat RMEDDY on Twitter. And then you could type in Ricardo Medina on Facebook and you'll find me. I am doing some interesting things right now in my life and career. So
well done, congratulations. Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah, until money show up, I no congratulations. Well, and that's it.
All right, well, you can find me online on Twitter as well too. You can look for Legally Black MGB and capital letters. Also on Facebook, you could just look for my name, Matthew Bailey, and also look for a Legally Black official fan base. It has its own Facebook page as well too. You can find a link to this recording along with the others that we've done before, along with my written reviews of past films and music albums and such.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Any last words, or that's it?
No, nothing really. Just look out for some interesting things from me. I hint Lamborghini high. That's basically it. So let's talk about that. That's it. Next time.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to that too.
Right.
Although you kind of have I don't know how to describe like a cliffhanger or some kind of thing. I'm there like, what are you talking about? It makes no sense.
Hint.
Yeah. Well,
right,
for me, just a few more weeks until Halloween. So yes, I have Walking Dead coming up as well too. We forgot to mention that.
Yes.
But I just really want to do that sort of horror thing, have like a little horror special. So
right.
I don't know, maybe because you say you have that one specific film you want to talk about, I could do that. But maybe we could kind of talk about films that we kind of recommend to each other, but also it'd be cool, like maybe if I could tell you about a show that you could check out as well. But I don't know, maybe we'll have to work that out within the next couple of weeks.
I have a total pick for the horror film, and I know exactly what it's going to be. It's a movie I haven't seen in such a long time, but I have to talk about it. But it's
you can't tell me what it is? No? Come on.
That's all. That was hint at it. Nah.
Again with the cliffhangers, man. Come on. Okay, next time. Next time.
That's a surprise. Nah. I want to be that surprise because I want people to be totally like aghast and shocked. No research or nothing like that before you got to see.
All right. Well, that sounds like a plan then. So next episode we'll talk about what horror flicks we'll talk about with the following episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it.
All right. So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This was Matthew Bailey and
Ricardo Medina.
Man, forget your name, yes.
This was usually what you. I thought you want to mash up Haiti and Florida thing.
Stop it. I want to yes, and pray for Haiti, guys. Yes. So that's pretty much about it. So guys, take care. Later. Peace.
Yeah.
Lies, steal, cheat. You know the deal. Lies, steal, cheat.
Right back up in your motherfucking ass.
Lies, steal, cheat. You know the deal. Lies, steal, cheat.
Right back up in your motherfucking ass.
Lies, steal, cheat.
What y'all really wanna do?
Lies, steal, cheat.
Right back up in your motherfucking ass.
Lies, steal, cheat. You know the deal. Lies, steal, cheat.
Right back up in your motherfucking ass.
Lies, steal, cheat.
What y'all really wanna do?
Lies, steal, cheat.
Right back up in your motherfucking ass.